So today, for the first time in probably 7 months, I was able to wake up at 5. I've done it before a couple of times, and then I sort of slipped out of the habit. I used to be able to wake up at 4, go to the gym, execute, and just power through with the day. However, I was also doing other substances, and so I didn't really know whether or not it was actually me that could do it, right? And if I could actually perform at that level. One thing was that it looked like I was performing very high level, and I was to a certain degree, but I wasn't on the other side of it, right? My brain was fried, and I wasn't making sense a lot of the time. I honestly don't even know how I got shit done back in those days. However, I did, right? And so imagine what you can do sober, and if this is you, just imagine what you can do once you get sober. If you were able to just do a little bit of stuff when you weren't, then imagine what you can do sober, right? And that's been the case for me. However, coming back into motivation and all those things, once you have to take a hard look at yourself and sort of get humbled and grow and look at a lot of different things, look at what you're doing, you realize a lot of things that are bad for you, right? And so when you have this inner growth, this awakening of a sort, right, that motivation, that drive that is likely kind of unhealthy, the extreme level, right, sort of goes away because you realize this isn't healthy, right? I shouldn't be going this extreme all the time. It shouldn't be weighed all the way to one end, right? And so that motivation kind of goes away. And also because you're not in fight or flight mode all the time, right? When I was using all these different substances, life sucked on all levels. I might have had money and business, but on a day-to-day basis, I wanted to change my situation because I woke up in the morning, my entire body hurt. I couldn't function unless I had 5 different things inside of me, substances. And so everything sucked, right? And I was torturing all relationships to the ground, businesses, everything. And so therefore, I wanted to push myself to get out of it. Of course, I didn't think about stopping doing substances because that's not in the mind at that point, but I pushed myself so hard to try to get out of whatever situation I was. And that was because I was doing drugs, right? And so when that's gone, when life is actually pretty okay, I have a great wife, I have a nice job, I have nice things, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good right now. Why would I go and make myself uncomfortable again? Why do I need to wake up at 5, right? Like, why would I go and make myself uncomfortable again? And that question is hard, especially because I'm comfortable now, right? I'm happy. And so why would I go and make myself unhappy again? And the answer to that is I wasn't happy fully, right? I was disappointed in myself almost every single day. And giving it your all for a couple of years, for not having to be a slave for the next 30 years, in my eyes, is worth it, right? And when you want things you do not have, you have to do things that you're not currently doing. And so you have to sacrifice some of those things. And it's just a change in mindset. You have to not pain, but you have to start enjoying hardship. Like, you have to see the beauty in that, right? You wake up at 5, you're at the gym at 5:30, and you see there's almost no one else there other than essentially people just like you, right? And there's a beauty in that because you're doing what the 1% is doing. You're seeing that there's no one else up at this time. There's only one person up at this time, and there are people exactly like you, people who are high functioning, people who are driven and who needs to get this done no matter what, right? And so you can visibly see that you are separating yourself from the herd and you are doing what the few are doing and not what the masses are doing. And so that helps. And it helps because you're doing something you told yourself that you would do. When you complete those things, you go into the day with an insane amount of confidence that you just otherwise wouldn't. And so I just wanted to share that. You need to, if anything, never flake on yourself. Always show up to the things that you said you wanted to do for you. Other people, sure, flake once in a while, but yourself, don't do it. Have a good day.